This is the BBC End of the World Service, live from the UK's last remaining transmitter station at a secret location somewhere in the Atlantic. Your newsreader is Matt, we're all going to fry.
Don't look too bad on the surface. Sounds like the Geiger counter's on the blink again, though. How long do you think we was off air for?
I don't know, could be hours, could be days. All I do know is 1 minute I was loading yet another trolley load of Hugh Edwards newsreels into the incinerator, and the next there was this ruddy grey flash.
On that, Dave.
On what?
On the incinerator. It's all coming back to me. A memo had just come in on the fax machine. Yes, here it is. Urgent. Please also destroy any programs referencing the former Harrods boss, Mohammed Al-Fayed. And then there's a handwritten PS with something about Masterchef and Wallace and Vomit.
The list lengthens, almost like that time back in the day we had to fix it for Jim. Took months to burn all of Savile's travails, as we used to call them. Anyway, what's that sheaf of papers in your oven, Mitt?
Those are the backup scripts for the 8:30 news review of the year what? In the event of an emergency, protocol insists we read out on our standby transmitter so people know civilization continues. If all else fails, hotwire a microphone straight to the satellite dish. It says here in the manual.
Okay, hold on. Going live in 3, 2, 1.
What do you think of this text-to-speech generator? The voice is called Urge or Urage or something. And hang on, let me see what the description says. Oh, traditional newsreader with a panicky edge that comes from the auto cue running too fast or too slow. Yeah, let's go with this one. I wonder if anybody's listening. They won't be by the end. 2024, a portentous year that saw more than half of humanity go to the polls in elections from the UK and the US to India and Russia, amid worries that AI was now so realistic that democracy itself was at risk from demagogues and despots everywhere, more of which later. But we start with an exclusive interview with Prince Andrew, who's told Not the 8:30 News that he can't possibly have been with the businessman come spy Yang Tengbo because he was ordering a Chinese takeaway at Sum Phat Lie's in Woking at the time. He remembers it well because he'd eaten Epstein, chowmein with prawn crackers, or just 17 as it appears on the menu. In unconnected news, a new species of sea slug was discovered off the southwest coast of England, scientists announced in February. It's been named Pleurobranchia britannica, which as names go is about as catchy as Stephen Yaxley Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson, who hit the headlines in October when he was jailed for 18 months for contempt of court. Well, we stay with the convicted felons theme for a moment longer because 2024 was the year that Donald Trump was elected to serve a second term as US president, despite being found guilty on 34 counts relating to Stormy Daniels. That's the adult film actress Stormy Daniels, not Storm Ashley, Storm Burt, Storm Connell, Storm Dara, just some of the latest named storms to hit the United Kingdom this year. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but all these storms have been hitting us since the UK government lifted the ban on onshore wind. Well, from one ban to another, and 2024 was the year a ban on American XL bully dogs came into force. If you owned one before the ban came into effect, you have to keep the animal muzzled and secured to stop it escaping. Although, as Rishi Sunak discovered in the case of his own hate pet, Lee Anderson, it's not quite straightforward in practice when Anderson slipped the Tory leash and joined Reform just in time to lick the milkshake off his new owner, Nigel Farage's jacket. Staying with expensive suits, 2024 saw the man with marginally less charisma than former snooker champ Steve Interesting Davis enter Downing Street with a landslide so convincing that just 6 months later, a petition signed by more than 1 million people was calling for another general election. Democracy, eh? Why not just order a new government from Jeff Bezos when we tire of politicians? Or better still, I know we could get Elon Musk to build us one, couldn't we? What could possibly go wrong with that? Come on, petitioners. Democracy is in bloody rude health. Look at the evidence. Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Kemi Bad Enoch. And yes, we've mentioned him already, but we can't get away from him unless we're multi-billionaires with escape pods in New Zealand. Donald, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Drill, baby, drill. Trump. Yes, in June, in very much related news, 2 Just Stop Oil protesters were arrested for spraying Stonehenge with orange paint. And speaking of old ruins, Donald Trump has just announced he's naming the protesters as Joint Chiefs of Staff in his newly formed Department of Presidential Makeup. That'll be the department sponsored by Tengbo then. Well, November's headlines were dominated by erstwhile Masterchef. I'm not sure I should do this bit. November's headlines were dominated by erstwhile Masterchef presenter and Millwall supporter Greg, "No one likes me, I don't care" Wallace. Wallace apparently thinks innuendo is a pessary for middle-class women of a certain age. Anyway, not the 8:30 News can confirm that Masterchef has launched a competition to find a new name for the famous Christmas fair Pigs in Blankets. We also have the inside track on the front-running suggestion, the sausage in a, don't worry, Eric, the sausage in a sock. Yes, the sausage in a sock. And finally, scientists working on the doomsday clock, which predicts how close humankind is to triggering Armageddon, say it's closer to midnight than. Oh, that's weird. That's it. That's how it ends. Closer to midnight than.